Hello everyone around the world. So let's fix something. It's Sunday. We have some kind of urgent jobs. We have this laptop. You see this laptop. This is a Dell Latitude E7250. The laptop looks like this. That the laptop is some kind of new model of Dell laptop Dell laptops. So the laptop is coming from the second capital city of Zimbabwe. That is Bulawayo. Yeah, it's coming from a very big fan from YouTube. So we have to help him. The laptop is not turning on, is not doing anything. This is just a dead laptop. So yeah, the laptop looks like this. So we have to try to fix this. Jobs from far away, we have to make sure that we have done something properly. So we'll try by all means to fix this. So what we can do, we have to see what this laptop is doing. So I'll plug the power supply. The power supply is plugged. You can see on the power supply here, we have the power supply and it's taking 14 milliamps, which is the right standby current. And when you press the power on button, the laptop is not responding. It's just a dead laptop. So we have to find out why this laptop is not turning on. We have to find out why this laptop is not turning on. What I would do, I'll take out the battery. We have to get inside this. Why the standby current is right, but the laptop is still not working? Huh? What can be the fault? So let me take out all the screws and we'll see what's going on inside this laptop. So the motherboard is out. We have to diagnose and see what is the problem with this motherboard. What I'll do, I'll plug in the power supply. And it's still taking 14 milliamps like before. Here, next to the USB port, I've seen a blown up, I don't know, D12, whether this is a diode or a transistor. I'm not sure about that because we don't have schematics. So let's see if we have the 19 volts power line. If the 19 volts power line is present, volts, here we have nothing. And here nothing, 0. Here we have another capacitors. We don't have anything. Okay. Here we have 17 volts. Here we have 17 volts. 17.9. Okay. This looks very confusing. On the charging port, we have 19 volts. And here the MOSFET here. I can't see those input MOSFET. You remember we have 19 volts, we have the MOSFETs in serial mode and the current sensor, and from there is going everywhere. Although this is some kind of new model with the PD controller, but I don't think so because we don't have USB-C. Maybe. Let's see under microscope. Let's see what's going on here. We do have the charging port. We do have the charging port here. And here we have 19. You can see on the screen. We have 19 volts. So the charging port is good. After that, we have this MOSFET. No. The input section has nothing to do with this MOSFET and these capacitors. And this also electrolyte capacitor. Here we have a long inductor. We have 19. On this MOSFET, we have 19, and it's going under this heat sink. So we have to take out the heat sink. Let's take out the heat sink. Let's take out the heat sink. And these are some kind of single chipboard with processor, PCH, and graphics inside this. That's the processor and the PCH inside. We have two BIOS chips here. Underneath this black foil, the main components. So let's check what we have here. Let's check. So what do we have here? We have the charging port here. Two wires on the ground, two wires on the plus, and the middle pin to identify the charger. This is the charger ID pin. Here we have a long inductor, and here is some kind of band. The charging port. You can see the band marks on the charging port here. So something happened to this motherboard. We have this long inductor. After the inductor, we have some MOSFETs in serial mode 7403. These are P channel MOSFETs. And from here, we have this track is going on the other side of the motherboard here. So I will check this MOSFET. First, I want to check for short. On this MOSFET, this one is good. And this one looks good. What is the next step? Is to check if the voltage is passing through those MOSFETs. Here we have 19. Here we have 18.4. Here we have 17.9. 17.9. We are losing something like nearly 1 volt. From this inductor where we have 90 to here, we are losing almost 1 volt. Okay. So something is not right there. What I noticed two things. First, the charging port. You can see this charging port, some kind of bend here, but the voltage is passing. And here we have this CD, or this is some kind of blown up. You see this? D12. And where this thing is going, let's have a look. That is our first problem that we have to check before we go anywhere. This is ground. And it's going to the USB data lines. Okay, so let me look for that replacement first. Let's try to replace that component, this one. And this is, I don't know whether it's a transistor or it's a diode, but this pin is going to ground and the other pin is going to one of these data lines for the USB port. So I'll replace with another common component doing same thing. Doing same thing. Okay. Let's take this away. It's out. Replacement. I'm taking from another motherboard. Obvious, doing same job. Good. And what is the next step? The next step we have to focus, because those MOSFETs, they are driving 19 volts up to this end, and on the other side, what do you have on the other side? On the other side we have nothing. But let's check here. Why those capacitors, they are like this? Is that the way how they are supposed to be, or something happened here? You see these capacitors, ceramic capacitors? Here. Here's a short. This one is good. This one is short. And check even here. Why these capacitors, they are like this? This one good, good, good. I think something happened here. Why those capacitors, they are like this? Let's go to a different power supply. Here, you see those ceramic capacitors. One side is connected to 19 volts and the other side is connected to ground. So after the input MOSFET, the 19 volts power line is shorted to ground. You can see 0. So we have a short on the input section. We can't see the short, but after the MOSFETs we have a short. So what I will do, I will lower the voltage here. Let's lower the voltage to maybe 4 volts. 4 volts. Coming with 4 volts on the 4 volts 3.6 amps. I want to see what else is shorted on this motherboard. Thermal camera. We have to see. I'll come with here. It's 1.4 volts. On the other side, it's 1.77. So let's see what is taking power. What is here? Huh? Something is heating up here. You can see? Maybe you can't see. But let's check here. What is that? This component is drawing 3.6 amps. Huh? Yeah, we have a MOSFET there. We have a MOSFET. What do you have here? We have this MOSFET. 6970. This is a N channel, but we have 2 gates. We have this gate, we have another gate here. So this is a double MOSFET. That's a dual MOSFET. I'm sure that is the problem. So the next step, we have to take down this MOSFET and check for short. We'll attend to those capacitors, don't worry. But let's take down this MOSFET and check for short. And the MOSFET is out. The MOSFET is out. I want to check for short again. On the capacitors. This capacitor will still have a short here. Let's check here. Here the short is gone. You can see. Okay. So this MOSFET need to be replaced. This is a double MOSFET. This is a double MOSFET. What do you have here? Okay. Let's replace with this one. This is just a double MOSFET. There's nothing special. We can replace it with our own double MOSFET. But the story doesn't end here. We have to see what. I'm sure this laptop seems like someone once attempted to repair there in Blawayo and they couldn't fix it. Because I don't understand why those ceramic capacitors they are disconnected. That's our replacement. Good. Our MOSFET is now in place. Let's connect the capacitors. This one. Let's connect this one again. Here. Right. And I'm sure they disconnect the capacitors. They thought maybe it's a capacitor which was shorted, but they were wrong. This one is gone. This is good. This is good. So we have to replace this, the first one. So that is our third problem. We have to replace this one. This capacitor is gone. You know those ceramic capacitors on the 19 volts power line? So you see, I don't think those capacitors, they came like that from the factory. I don't think so. Let me use solder paste. Let's replace this capacitor. Capacitors are now in place. Let's connect back other capacitors here. Same thing. They disconnect all these capacitors. They see all capacitors reading a short. They replace, they disconnect, but still the problem remains the same. So clearly this job, someone once tried something. All these capacitors, they are disconnected, and I don't know why. They were hunting for short, but you know, short is not easy just to get. I'll check again on those capacitors. Here. Let's check here. We have to clean the motherboard. Let's clean up. So what is left here? What is left is to test. But we have to check to see if other components they are okay. Just to check under microscope to see SMSC. We have two E.T.C chip. We remember the E.T.C chip, which is always on all the time. Embedded controller, which is managing power supply, which is managing everything. And where is our BQ chip? I think we have to. It's also important to check few things on the BQ chip. What chip is this? (24777) BQ chip. That's the one. That's the one here. Let's see now whether we have a working laptop or not. Charger plugged. It's now taking slightly like 15 milliamps. What I want to do, I know here we have voltage like 7.89. Let's go where we've done something. Here we now have 17.9. Those capacitors we have 1 volt. Here we have 1.16. So we still have a problem. So you know what I know about Dell laptop, they don't just put like 2 MOSFETs on serial mode. Trust me, I found even 5 laptop in serial mode, like 5-6 MOSFETs in serial mode on the input section after the charging port. So here we have these 2 MOSFETs. We have to see where this voltage is going. Diode from the output of the second MOSFET here, where our power is going. That's very important. We have some MOSFET here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. That voltage, trust me, is going everywhere. Check here, 0, 0. This is the third MOSFET in serial mode. So we have 1, 2, 3 pins beeping. So for sure, the 19 volts is going there. So let's check. Let's check what we have here. So the link is going here to these 3 pins together. So from here it's going here. We have this small MOSFET is going here. We have this one. We have this one. We have this 61. And from the output we have the current sensor. So here I'm sure somewhere our voltage is stopping. The 19 volts is stopping somewhere. But let's see. Source, we do have 17 here. Here we have 0. So the third MOSFET is not passing the 19 volts. On the BQ chip, do we have voltage? We have 24777 here. What we can check on the BQ chip, we can check for the V in. It's present. Here we have 2.7. Probably that the AC detect P. On this resistor 2.44. So here we have 1.16. So let's assume that the BQ chip is okay. This capacitor, good. So I don't think we have problem with the BQ chip. But the question is, why this MOSFET is cutting down the 19 volts? This one. Why? I'll take down this MOSFET. Because I don't think, maybe we can replace the BQ chip, but I don't see problem with the BQ chip. So let's replace this MOSFET. Because somehow it's cutting down the 19 volts from source to drain. The MOSFET is out. We can check other MOSFET for not being short. Let's check this one. Source to drain, good. This one, good. This one, even the small one is good. What about the one which we take out? The one which you take out, drain to source, and it's not beeping, it's still good. So let's come with our own MOSFET there. I don't understand. There's no reason why they put so many MOSFETs. I don't know. Just to have maximum protection. Now we need something here. A MOSFET is a wire. So if you want to spend years trying to understand what's really happening, you can, but I don't have that time. Now let's test. So let's see now. What we have done here, we just bridge the third MOSFET, and we have to see how this motherboard is reacting. And it's now taking 67 milliamps, 79. The CPU is warm. Let's see. What do we now have here? 17. Here 0. On the current sensor is 0. This is the third MOSFET. that we bridge, and still the 19 volts is not passing other 3 MOSFETs. We have like 6 MOSFETs on serial mode and the current sensor. So 67 milliamps is going somewhere. Trust me. That 67 milliamps, I believe, is going somewhere. We need a thermal camera. Let's see what's going on here. I'm suspecting we have a dead BQ chip. It's going somewhere. Check here. Maybe you can see. Check here. What do you think is that? Huh? That's the BQ chip. So those MOSFETs, they are closed because the BQ chip is fault. So we need the BQ chip here. This motherboard, 2 main faults. We need this BQ chip and this 24777. So what I will say, give me time. I'll look for this BQ chip. We'll try to replace and we'll do the final part of this repair. So 3 weeks later, the chip arrived. So if you do remember this job of a Dell laptop, that was a Dell Latitude E7250. We started this job and there were too many faults. Let me check out the motherboard. You remember this motherboard? We started this job and what we discover on this job, what we have done on this motherboard, if I do remember what we've done on this motherboard, there was a transistor or a MOSFET here which was coming from the data lines which was blown up. We changed it and the main 19 volts power line was shorted to ground. And if I do remember, here was a MOSFET which we replaced and a capacitor, and all the capacitors on the 19 volts power line were disconnected. From that visual inspection, I conclude that this motherboard was once attempted to be repaired from a computer repair shop which I don't know. And you remember this laptop came in with a big fan for the YouTube from Bulawayo city, that is second capital city of Zimbabwe. So finally we got stuck when the BQ chip was shorted, and this was BQ 24777 if I do remember. So we ordered this chip. And if we had to check when did we do this order, we do this order 17 November 2024. You see this BQ 24777. So the chip arrived today. So we have to see what is this. I have not yet opened the package. I don't know if there's anything or not. But just to confirm about that BQ chip, why we ordered the BQ chip. There must be a reason why we ordered that chip. Where's the thermal camera? And this kind of motherboard is the one with the 6 MOSFET in serial mode on the input section. and check here. That is the BQ chip. That is the reason why we ordered the BQ chip, because the MOSFETs, they are not passing the 19 volts because of a faulty BQ chip. So we need to replace the chip. We need to replace this chip. So what we can do is to open. I never done this like ordering chips on AliExpress, but I did this just to see how reliable are these suppliers. Let me see under a microscope if we ordered the right thing. You see our chip, BQ2 24777. So yeah, I'm happy we received the right chip. So I need to replace the BQ chip. That's what we need to do here. Hopefully that is the last problem of this motherboard, because we found too many faults. So these are new chips from factory. We have to make sure that we've done something. BQ 24777. Where's my chip? We want to do something here using these stencils. Because we want this is a new chip. You can't just solder it like that. You can't just solder the chip like that. I'm looking for the right size of this stencil. Let's see now. I didn't find the right size of this stencil, but let's try to do something. Let's try to do something on this chip. Because if you put this chip the chip like this, it won't work. Probably the chip can't have proper contact. So now now it's better. Let's see our chip. Now we need to replace this chip. Okay. Let's take out the old chip. Let's replace this chip. So this big chip is responsible for charging and is also managing the input MOSFETs. Let's cool down this motherboard. Let's cool the motherboard. Let's see now. Let's see now, after replacing the BQ chip, let's see if we have a working laptop. Okay. And the motherboard just came on by itself. Huh? Check the light there. And it's off. It's taking 20 milliamps. It's coming off and goes off. Why? Is it because you reset the BIOS? Huh? Maybe it's because the BIOS was reset and it's trying to reload the Windows. You can see the LEDs here. The board is still on. Huh? Let's wait. So I did this as an experiment, just to order this the bigger chip from AliExpress, and it took something like 3 weeks. And after 3 weeks, I received the chip, and the chip is working. So if you want to order spares, you can do it on AliExpress. Because if you have those lights, it means the body is now working. We have 3.3, we have 19 volts, and pressing the power switch. Here we have a switch here, long press is on. And goes off. So let's just wait. Let's just wait to see if this board can post something on the screen. No, it's not posting anything on the screen. And this is some kind of bad news, because I don't think I can do anything, and it's going off. I don't think I can do anything here. Why? You remember that transistor which was blown up here from the USB ports on the data lines. Here we can't trace anything, because maybe something along the data, the 5 volts data lines was disturbed. This is some kind of job from other technicians. I don't know what they did Maybe we have some kind of dead processor or something, because if the motherboard is coming on, check when I press the power on, pressing the power switch, the motherboard is coming on, and after a while it's going off without posting anything on the screen. And I don't think we have some kind of BIOS issue. I don't think we have some kind of BIOS issue or RAM memory or something like. Oh, the temperature on the processor is super hot. You can't even hold here for a long time. So I think something happened. This is an unlucky customer. I think I tried my level best. He came with the laptop. I did what I did. I discovered the biggie was shorted. I ordered these chips. These chips is less than $5. Like 5 pieces. I used one. I now left with the other 4. The motherboard is coming on. After a while, it goes off without posting anything on the screen, and the CPU is getting very hot. So there are chances that probably we have a dead GPU inside this processor, and I'm sorry, we can't do anything. I'm sorry we can't do anything, but at least we have seen from the beginning how we managed to carry on with this repair. So tough luck. See you on the next one. Bye.